But even if he didn't, the amount of negative energy that's been generated around his story for the last 100 years is still as strong today as it's ever been. Wow, here we are. You can't mistake that place. It's been labelled a national monument. See? Okay. Let's have a look around. Hey, mi amigo, muchas gracias. Thank you, man. Perfecto. Muchas gracias.
Es la del centro, la estación. Paquilla, ¿para dónde va?
Sí, Paquilla.
Bueno, ya, de allá para acá, por la que salimos derecho para allá. Por la que,
It's just checking how we can get us back so we don't get stuck in the roads all the wrong way like we did on the way here. That was crazy. Check out this awesome architecture, man. Wow. I tell you what, Manuel Varela knew how to do it with style. Now, perfecto.
Va a entrar. Quiero una liga para entrar.
Inside. See? Perfecto. We're going to try and get inside, guys. It's only got a little bit of barbed wire. You give me a few minutes. Let's have a look around. Wow, this is not a small house. It's impressive. It's definitely crumbling away. And considering it's been called a national monument, you almost think they should take care of a little bit more. This is somebody's place. They're storing things inside there. Okay, well, it looks like we've been told that we might actually be able to get inside. You're not really allowed. And it stinks of piss, there's no question of that. But somebody has been using some inner part of the house to store all their stuff. They've got a key, they know how to get in. And there's a chance that some people are kind of squatting inside, but fingers crossed we're going to be able to get ourselves in here. It never actually occurred to me that somebody might have sneaked inside the house of the devil and actually be living there. I don't think there's any mod cons in this place. They definitely don't want anybody going inside. Have a little look. Let's see what we can see. Wow. So, esta casa fue declarada Monumento Nacional. Por lo tanto es visitada por toda la Casa del Diablo. Turistas. Por favor. I can't read the rest of this. I'll translate it later. Now, my driver's being super helpful. We know that somebody has a key and we might be able to get inside. Wow. Check out this for one creepy looking place. I've seen nature take over a few houses in the past, but this is looking kind of nuts. It looks kind of filthy actually. Somebody's definitely been partying here. I can only imagine what goes on in Ciénaga. Definitely a bit of a mess. Let's just hope. Oh God. I know it's pretty hot here, but you can tell somebody's been dumping or peeing in here, and with the excessive heat, it's a pretty rank smell. It's no way close to Tekendama. But you can imagine how this place looked in all its glory. Oh no, little dead mouse, little dead bird, and a Johnny. It's definitely a big old mess at the moment. And it's almost a shame. You can see how beautiful this building would have been in its heyday, and obviously a huge amount of negative energy has been focused towards it over the years, for 100 years, and then it's reduced to this. This could have been the window that that lady looked through, saw the black guy smoking his tobacco, riding his bike, and days later a child was dead. The guy with the golden teeth. Wow. Let's go and see if our driver's been able to rustle up entry into the house. Wow, this guy's good. Okay, we're going to go and see if we can get inside. It's definitely possible, and if there's a chance, I guess we have to take it. Yeah, it's definitely seen better days. Aha. Now, we think we know somebody who's got a key to that door. We can go and have a poke around on the inside. This is definitely a taking your life into your own hands situation. Looks like we're actually trying to see if the police can do us a favour. Awesome. Buenos dias. I think they must think I'm mad. It's like, why would anybody want to go into the stinky old house down the road? At least I feel kind of safe here. I've got the entire police department of the whole of Ciénaga backing me up, just 30 metres away. If I bump into the devil, I'll scream, they'll come running, hopefully. Unless we bump into the guys who've got the keys, the police aren't willing to pick the locks for us. That's too bad. We tried the police, no dice. We tried knocking on the door, because somebody's got a key to the back bit for certain. We've got one more avenue that we might be able to get in there with. Apparently I'd thought that somebody was living in there. That's not the case. Somebody's got a key to one of the doors on the side, so that they can go and store their stuff in there, and that's all sort of done legally. So if we can find this person, we'll be able to open the door, get inside and have a look around. Considering we've all done this on a wing and a prayer and decided to do this yesterday, this is actually pretty fantastic. And I've mentioned before how helpful Colombians are. It's a bit rough and ready, but you know, these guys always go the extra mile. And the driver's taken me around Ciénaga, and we're trying to find the person who owns the storage bit that's part of the devil's house. But that gives access to the rest of the entire place. So if we can make this happen, wow, that'd be amazing. Wow, check out that lovely building. Benjamin Herrera. Coming up to the fantastic central square in Ciénaga. This place is really special. The polar opposite of the devil's house right now.
Plaza.
Aha, yeah, see, it's the plaza, central square in Ciénaga. Looks great around here.
Compi, ¿a dónde consigo yo el permiso para entrar a la casa del diablo? Me dijeron que aquí en la alcaldía.
¿De está el otro?
Sí.
Ahí se viene y ahí entra allá arriba.
Apparently my taxi driver turned guide is trying to find out if it's the local council who've closed off that gateway and whether we can find a key, or if it's in private ownership. And it seems like whoever's got the storage space there is private, so we may not be able to find the key, unfortunately. A lovely square in the middle here. It's absolutely picturesque. Ciénaga's a really lovely town. I'm still going to see if we can get in, guys. There's got to be a hole somewhere. I will find a way. I will find a way. So the actual house was built in 1916 by Mauricio Maldonado, using drawings brought over from Barcelona. Now, as I said, that doesn't sound like a house that just popped up overnight. It could be, of course, that with a good team working on it, people in other parts of the city weren't here every single day. It's not like with cars these days. And the mansion could have literally popped up. People didn't see it. And all of a sudden, the rumour spreads. Wow, where did this mansion come from? My cabbie is tenacious. He's absolutely set on getting me inside the devil's house. He's an absolute legend. I'll be so impressed even if we don't make it. I wasn't expecting to. I didn't know it was so big. But we do know there's definitely one entrance, and somehow we might be able to get inside. Aha, sí, sí. Perfecto. Let's see. If at first you don't succeed, just scream louder. We haven't been getting it to work with a key or finding out who's got the door. We think there's somebody inside. So hopefully if we make enough noise, we might be able to get inside. Damn, it seems like I've got the loudest voice in town. We think there's somebody there, somebody inside. Ah, there is somebody inside. I can see the light. Buenos dias.
Tarde.
Buenos tardes.
Tarde.
Tardes. It's the afternoon. You have to give it a buenos tardes.
Tarde!
There's a little dog! The dog in the devil's house, are you kidding me? So apparently part of the devil's house that's still just about okay has been actually portioned off, and there are some people living inside now. Now it's a little bit rude of us, but the taxi driver is trying to go and see if we can get inside, but I completely understand it. If the guy who's living there at the moment with his little dog doesn't want us inside the house, that's fair enough. The main part of the devil's house over here absolutely is abandoned, completely taken over with nature, but there are a couple of bits on the inside which are structurally sound-worthy and have people living there. Understand this guy is not keen for us to be inside his house. That's fair enough. I was just happy to look on the outside and tell the story. I definitely don't want to be causing any trouble. But it looks like the screaming bloke downstairs is also insistent on getting me in there now. My God, Colombians are tenacious. You have to respect that about them. And also so willing to help out. I don't want to piss off the guy who's living there. That would be completely rude. You know how earlier we were talking about some people who unfortunately don't have the healthcare here. That guy's lost an eye. So I'm feeling pretty bad now. I don't want to cause any troubles for this guy. Now it seems like our fantastic, legendary taxi driver has got a couple of locals on my side to try and harass this guy. I don't know if that's a really good idea. I hope this isn't going to cause so much trouble that we're going to have a problem on our hands before we get back to the airport tonight. You can imagine in its heyday, caked in marble, gold, the best woods from all around the world, now slowly being taken over by nature. In the same way Armero was, in the same way the monasteries in Cambodia, around Angkor Wat are. It's amazing to think that all of the stuff that we've built with our modern civilization in just a few hundred years could be gone and completely swamped in nature once again, reminding us of the transitory nature of our lives. I tell you what, they're still not giving up. I think he sniffs money in the air. He's thinking if I get him in there, he's getting a good payday tonight. I don't think the guy in the house is actually up for that, and I completely respect and appreciate it. I'm causing a big ruckus here that I had no intention of causing. I was told there's an abandoned building here. Turns out there's some people living in a part of it. And my taxi driver and a bunch of other guys have absolutely taken it on themselves to try and get inside the house. I'm telling them, no guys, if I was living in a place, I wouldn't want people marching around my house either. And I think it'd be really rude also to go and offer them money to stomp around their houses. But something weird like that seems to be happening at the moment. I feel pretty bad. Did not intend for any of this to happen at all. I could do without the Colombian lynching on the last day of my trip. Gracias. It's okay. Muchas gracias. I'm kind of glad about that. They pushed the price up, and I'd say I don't really want to go and pay to go in somebody's house. I would feel absolutely horrible to be walking around somebody's house or even paying them to let me do so. These guys took it on themselves to do that. I feel absolutely mortified. I'm very sorry for those guys who just got frankly harassed by these random people they don't know. Hey, so we've actually had good fun here at the Devil's House. We've been on a little adventure. So, as the sun sets on another day in Ciénaga, here we stand by El Casa del Diablo of Manuel Varela, created and constructed by Maldonado from Spain. And as we can see, it definitely wasn't constructed overnight. So I think there was an awful lot of rumour and conjecture going around. And we're very lucky to be able to come here and see what's left over of this crumbling building. Due to no fault of my own, we have harassed a family that's living in a flat that's been made out of a stable part of the building at the back of it. And they don't look like they're in particularly bad state at the moment, so I'm glad that the curse has not extended to their lives. But it is a spectacular building, and I wish the guys in it no harassment in the future from any tourists. I can't believe that happened. But it is a fantastic looking building. Things got a little bit weird back there. My driver was so insistent on getting us in the Devil's House because part of it is still structurally sound, and there's actually a flat in there. A lady and a teenage son by the looks of it, and a little dog are actually living. But he got quite enthusiastic and he was bidding, unknowns to me. Saying, oh, he'll pay you this, he'll pay you that. It's like, dude, I don't paying anybody anything. As usual, everybody in Colombia, extremely helpful, extremely friendly, and most importantly, extremely loud. Now the sun's going down quickly now. It's 5:22. It's going to take us an hour to get back, and by the time we get back, definitely the sun's going to have gone. But that does mean that on the way back, we're going to get a fantastic sunset. We can see beautiful Ciénaga. I think that was absolutely not quite on trying to get inside these people's flat. That's their lives, you know. But when you're in Colombia and something starts, it kind of takes on a life of its own. So I just let the guys go for it. You got so many people roped in and involved. I absolutely didn't mean to disturb them, so absolutely sorry for that. And I still got to admire the tenacity of my driver, who decided he was going to get me inside somehow, no matter what. Before we go tomorrow in the afternoon, we are going to see Manuel one more time. We'll have one more final story. So there was definitely a bit of lost in translation there. As far as I was concerned, this was a national monument that was completely abandoned. So, as we say goodbye to Ciénaga and the people presently living in Manuel Varela's Casa del Diablo, I have to say, I'm supremely sorry that those people got a little bit harassed. So that didn't quite work out. Nonetheless, we have learned a little bit about what happened in Ciénaga 114 years ago, when Manuel Varela started his journey from rags to riches, and also took on board the ire of the people in the local town and became the butt of every potential bad thing that ever happened there. But it is an awesome place, and you can imagine how opulent and how beautiful that would have been back in the day. And I don't believe that Manuel Varela was in league with the devil. I think it's perfectly reasonable by the looks of it that he's had a very well engineered house. He's paid one of the top guys in Spain to come over. Mr. Maldonado is a very, very famed architect. And that people didn't travel quite as far or extensively in that neighbourhood, and that simply the house didn't pop up overnight, obviously, but he had enough money to go and pay a lot of people to work on the house, so it would have sprung up in relative terms very quickly. So that seems to be pretty much the size of it. I don't think that Manuel Varela was in league with the devil. People who knew him seemed to say that he seemed like a nice man. He worked hard, he did a lot of good things for the area, and around those times people did die, unfortunately, and unfortunately Mr. Varela seemed to become the butt of every single bad thing, bad thought, bad action that happened in the whole region, and it stuck with him. And maybe there's some truth that when people have too much money or too much of a good thing, they do attract negative energy towards them. Wow, there we go, that's the Caribbean. I did not get to paddle in the Caribbean today, although by the looks of it we might have been able to pull over there and could have had a little paddle. But the sun is going down and we're going to try and get back to the airport. The sun is setting on another absolutely hectic day, and it's been pretty spooky. We managed to get into the Telepacifico TV studios. We didn't manage to do any filming, too bad. I managed to rescue my knife. We've done 3 different airports so far, and now I'm going back to Bogota. It means in 14 hours we've made a triangle over the entire country of Colombia. Seen some fantastic sights, met some fantastic people, harassed a couple of people in their own flat at the end of the day. Oh my god. We're going to get a lovely sunset over the Caribbean to end my time in Colombia. I can't even believe what we've done today. We started 5 in the morning on 2 hours sleep. I've had 1 bag of crisps, 2 cups of coffee and 1 bottle of water. We got to Ciénaga. We saw Manuel Varela's Casa del Diablo, as constructed by the famed architect Maldonado, strangely and quite unexpectedly still inhabited. You know, everybody in Colombia is trying, the country's developing. I have to say it's pretty grim in these parts. You know, I don't like to go and cast aspersions on people's lives. It can't be a great life on this thin strip of land. Ciénaga looks nice, and many places in Colombia I've been are looking great. This is definitely one of the poorer parts, and it must be kind of hard to live here. The sun must be absolutely baking all day long. I was amazed at how hot the place is. And the wind that we've seen going today, I don't know if that's happening the whole time, but if it is, wow. That must have been 50 miles an hour. The trees were bending, palm trees were completely swaying. So it's definitely a hard life out here. But they have electricity, they have phones, they have water, and hopefully some of the new politicians that came in literally today, if they've got all the results back yet, are going to make the lives better for these people. I do see a bright future for Colombia. The Colombians are absolutely great people. They've been so welcoming, so friendly. I know everybody says that whenever they go somewhere. Oh, the people were great. Yeah, they really have been. I can't stress that enough. You go to some places like America and it's a little bit false. It's like everybody is programmed to tell you, have a nice day, like robots. Here, everything feels genuine. When people can do something for you, they really do put a lot more effort in than is required. And I think if everybody did that in the world would be a better place. What a beautiful sunset here by the Caribbean. Well, it's nearly time, guys. We're almost back to Barranquilla. The sun is setting on another lovely day in Colombia. The amount of weird, crazy coincidences that happened on this trip is absolutely off the charts. I sincerely hope that you guys have enjoyed coming along for the trip. I'm literally an online vlog, travel story virgin. I'm sure at some point down the line a few people at least will be watching this and have enjoyed coming along for the crazy adventures. I'm killed for a pollo empanada right now. I'm absolutely famished. I've had a bag of crisps, 2 bottles of water, 2 cups of coffee all day. I haven't had a lot of time to find food anywhere else, but I'm looking forward to getting something at the airport. By the time we get back to Bogota tonight, I've travelled about 1,500 kilometres today, which has to be a record. It still occurred to me, my hellish Monday isn't over yet. I don't actually have a ticket from Barranquilla back to Bogota. I know there's one that goes at 8 PM and there's one that goes about 9:30 PM and it takes about an hour and a half. So fingers crossed, I'm not going to have any issues with my card. We're not going to have any issues getting the tickets. I can't believe it, the Monday of hell is nearly over. I got half an hour to get on the plane and we just made it in time. Well, it's nice to see the traffic's flowing on my final night in Bogota. Busy as usual. I'm going to kind of miss it. It's nice to get into a big city once in a while. It's going to be nice to get back home as well after 4 weeks in Colombia. Time to hit the hay, nearly 10 o'clock. That means we've done a 17-hour day to make everything happen that we did today. What an adventure. 4 weeks ago, I arrived in Bogota. I hadn't got a clue what was going on. 4 weeks later, I still haven't got a clue what's going on, but I do get the Colombian vibe. It's a lot of fun. The people are great. It's hectic all the time. They're living in difficult conditions sometimes, but everybody's always smiling, and you've got to respect that. I see. Tonight the guys with the AK-47s are letting us in. I guess you've got to be an official hotel taxi to do that. I'm going up, sir. Certainly am. I'm absolutely done. Well, we started here 17 and a half hours ago. I think I've done a pretty good job today. I can't believe I'm still standing. Any time in my life I've deserved a nice big fat juicy steak is now. And here we are, home sweet home. See you guys again tomorrow.